Welcome to Lotus Light Teachings, where ancient wisdom meets the modern world. Today, we're diving into something as simple as washing clothes, but with a perspective that might just change your life. Could this mundane task hold the key to clearing negative energy, attracting abundance, and bringing peace to your life? Stay with us as we unravel this fascinating connection, blending Buddhist philosophy with practical insights you can use every day. Let's begin this transformative journey together. Have you ever considered the invisible connections in your daily life? The seemingly ordinary acts like washing your clothes that may hold a deeper influence on your well-being? Imagine this. Every day, we step into the world, meeting people, engaging with news, and absorbing the energy of our surroundings. Our clothes, like silent witnesses, absorb these energies, both good and bad. Let me ask you, have you ever felt inexplicably drained after wearing a certain outfit? Or perhaps oddly comforted by a favorite shirt? These are not mere coincidences. In Buddhist teachings, everything in our lives, including our clothing, carries energy. Just as we clean stains and dirt, we can also cleanse the unseen layers of energy that cling to our lives. Today, we'll explore not only the best times to wash your clothes, but also the profound energy cleansing it can bring. Through mindful timing and intention, this simple act becomes a sacred ritual, aligning your inner and outer worlds. Together, we'll uncover practical tips, real-life stories, and insights from Buddhist wisdom that will leave you looking at laundry and life with fresh eyes. As we journey through this, remember, the small, mindful changes we make can ripple into every corner of our existence. Let's discover how something so routine can open the door to abundance, balance, and serenity. Exploring energy through daily rituals and Buddhist wisdom. Have you ever paused, mid-task, and wondered about the unseen forces at play in your life? Washing clothes, for instance, seems like a simple chore, a necessary routine to maintain hygiene. But what if it held a deeper connection to your mental clarity, emotional balance, and spiritual growth? The Buddhist perspective on energy reveals that even the most mundane actions are laced with profound significance. Buddhism teaches us that everything is interconnected. From the choices we make to the energies we encounter, we are part of a web that influences our thoughts, actions, and experiences. This interconnectedness lies at the heart of energy cleansing, something as subtle as the way we handle our belongings, including our clothes. Imagine your clothes as silent companions on your journey through life. They absorb the emotions of your day, the frustration of a difficult meeting, the joy of a family gathering, or the quiet reflection of a solitary evening walk. In this sense, your clothing becomes a repository for your energy, holding onto both the light and the dark. Now consider this. If those energies aren't cleansed, what might they carry into the days ahead? The Buddhist concept of karma, or the law of cause and effect, reminds us that unresolved energies, much like unresolved actions, have ripple effects. Washing clothes, when done with mindfulness, can symbolically and energetically release these burdens, making space for renewal and positivity. The timing of this act, however, is equally important. Have you noticed that some tasks feel more natural or rewarding at certain times? This isn't a coincidence. Buddhist teachings and psychological studies both recognize that the rhythms of the day influence our mental and spiritual states. For instance, early mornings, when the world is still awakening, carry an energy of renewal and possibility. Performing cleansing rituals during this time aligns with the natural rhythm of creation and growth. But what about times of transition like dusk? As the day fades into night, energies shift, creating a delicate balance. Tasks performed during this period, particularly those involving cleansing or letting go, may not be as effective. Think of it as trying to write in the sand while the tide rises. The movement is beautiful, but the result is transient. Have you ever felt drained after performing a task at a certain time, even though it was productive? It might be the subtle interplay of energy at that moment. This isn't about superstition, but about being in tune with the flow of life. Aligning your actions with the natural rhythm can amplify their impact. Take, for example, a story from the Buddhist tradition. A monk, seeking clarity, observed nature to understand harmony. He noticed how birds rested at night, how trees seemed to breathe in stillness, and how the river never rushed but always reached its destination. Inspired, he timed his daily tasks, including his spiritual practices, to the cycles of nature. The result? A profound sense of peace and purpose. In modern life, we rarely have the luxury to sink ourselves so deeply with nature, but we can incorporate small changes. Washing clothes early in the day, for example, becomes an act of honoring the newness of morning. Adding a pinch of salt or a drop of vinegar can turn a routine wash into a ritual of energy cleansing, inspired by the Buddhist principle of right effort from the Eightfold Path, channeling effort towards practices that cultivate peace and wisdom. As you consider these ideas, reflect on the broader implications of timing and energy. How often do you rush through tasks, detached from their meaning? Could slowing down, aligning your actions with intention, and paying attention to timing transform your daily life into a more mindful and enriching experience? The act of cleansing, whether it's your clothing or your thoughts, is deeply tied to the concept of impermanence, one of Buddhism's central teachings. Nothing in life is fixed. Just as the dirt on a garment can be washed away, so too can the negative imprints on your spirit. This understanding offers hope and empowerment. It reminds us that, no matter how heavy life feels, there's always the potential for renewal. Let's turn to the question of energy in modern life. Today, we are bombarded by stimuli, social media, news, emails, and more. Each interaction leaves a trace, much like footprints on a sandy beach. Some are light and joyful, while others feel heavy and burdensome. What traces are you carrying without realizing it? And how might you begin to release them? One practical approach is mindfulness. When you wash your clothes, pause for a moment. Acknowledge the act not just as cleaning fabric, but as letting go of residual energy. Say a simple intention. May this act cleanse more than just my clothes. May it bring clarity and peace. With this practice, you engage in right mindfulness, another aspect of the Eightfold Path. Transforms a chore into a sacred act. Another profound teaching that applies here is dukkha, or the reality of suffering. Washing clothes at an ill-suited time or without care might seem trivial, but it can reflect a larger pattern of disconnection in your life. Recognizing these small imbalances is the first step toward harmony. By addressing them, you practice right action, taking steps that align with your values and well-being. Let's revisit the idea of interconnectedness. In Buddhist philosophy, this is known as pratityasamutpada, dependent origination. Everything arises due to causes and conditions. The state of your clothes reflects the state of your life. Neglecting their care might signal neglect in other areas, while attending to them with intention mirrors a commitment to mindfulness in all things. Consider this scenario. A man named Alex, burdened by stress at work, found himself irritable and unfocused. A mentor suggested he pay attention to small acts, starting with how he cared for his belongings. Skeptical but willing, Alex began washing his clothes with more intention, choosing early mornings for the task. Over time, he noticed a shift, not just in the cleanliness of his clothes, but in his mental clarity and emotional resilience. This simple change became a gateway to larger transformations. As you reflect on Alex's story, ask yourself, where might you bring more care and mindfulness into your life? Could a seemingly insignificant act like washing clothes become a doorway to balance and abundance? This brings us to the heart of Buddhist practice, cultivating compassion, both for yourself and others, treating your daily tasks with respect, aligning them with the rhythms of nature, and infusing them with positive intention are all acts of self-compassion. They remind you that you deserve peace, that you are part of something greater, and that every choice matters. So, the next time you gather your laundry, pause. Feel the texture of the fabric. Think about the moments you've lived while wearing those clothes, and imagine washing away not just dirt, but the layers of stress and negativity that no longer serve you. Let this act become a meditation, a way to honor the impermanence of life and the infinite potential for renewal. As you move forward, carry this awareness into other areas of your life. What other tasks might you transform with mindfulness and care? How might you align your actions with the teachings of right effort, right mindfulness, and right action? These small steps, grounded in wisdom and intention, can lead to profound shifts in your energy, perspective, and overall well-being. In this way, the teachings of the Buddha come alive, not as distant ideals but as practical tools for navigating the ever-changing landscape of modern life. Through mindfulness, compassion, and intentional action, we can find peace amid the chaos and discover the extraordinary in the ordinary. And isn't that, after all, the essence of a life well lived? Real-life stories. When energy matters, it is often in the quiet moments of reflection that the most profound truths reveal themselves. I once met a woman named Anna, a mother of 3 who was struggling under the weight of financial stress and emotional exhaustion. Her life felt like an endless loop of tasks that never truly ended, leaving her with a persistent sense of dissatisfaction. One day, during a casual conversation, a mentor suggested something surprising. Pay attention to how you care for your clothes. Start small but be mindful. At first, Anna dismissed the idea. Laundry, in her mind, was a mundane chore, a necessity rather than a spiritual practice. But out of curiosity and a bit of desperation, she began observing how and when she washed her clothes. She chose early mornings, a time when the air felt fresh and possibilities seemed endless. As she folded each garment, she imagined folding her intentions for clarity, strength, and abundance into the fabric. Over time, Anna noticed something remarkable. This small, mindful act brought a sense of order and calm to her chaotic days. It was as if the ritual of cleansing her clothes had become a metaphor for cleansing her spirit. Buddhist teachings often emphasize mindfulness in action, reminding us that no task is too small to carry significance. The principle of right mindfulness, a component of the Noble Eightfold Path, encourages us to fully engage with the present moment, even in seemingly trivial activities. Anna's story is a testament to this. By turning her attention to her laundry, she found a way to quiet her mind and connect with a deeper sense of purpose. Deep dive into cleansing practices. The science and symbolism of cleansing extend beyond the surface. Traditional Buddhist teachings remind us that the external often mirrors the internal. The way we care for our surroundings, including our clothing, reflects our state of mind. Materials like vinegar, salt, and cinnamon, while mundane in their physical properties, carry rich symbolic meaning and practical benefits. White vinegar, for instance, is a natural purifier. Its acidic properties cut through grime and bacteria, but on a symbolic level, it represents clarity and balance. In Buddhist terms, vinegar's transformative effect parallels the concept of impermanence. Just as vinegar changes the state of impurities, reminding us that nothing is fixed or permanent, so too can we change our inner states through mindful action. Salt, on the other hand, is known for its grounding and purifying qualities. In ancient traditions, salt was believed to absorb negative energies, clearing spaces and objects of unwanted influences. Think of salt as a metaphor for the 4 noble truths, which provide a framework for understanding and transcending suffering. Just as salt cleanses, the truths illuminate the path to peace. Recognizing suffering, understanding its causes, finding its cessation, and following the path to liberation. Cinnamon adds an entirely different layer to this practice. Its warm, invigorating scent is often associated with abundance and prosperity. Adding a pinch to the laundry can serve as an intention for attracting positive energy. This mirrors the concept of right intention, where our motivations guide the outcomes of our actions. Imagine, then, how these materials transform a routine task into a meaningful ritual. Washing clothes with these elements becomes an act of renewal, a conscious effort to cleanse not just fabric but also the energy surrounding it. This practice bridges the gap between the physical and the spiritual, echoing the Buddhist principle of interconnectedness. Transformative rituals and their impact. Small actions, when infused with mindfulness, hold the power to transform. In Buddhism, the idea of karma teaches that every action creates an imprint, shaping our future experiences. By approaching daily habits with intention, we plant seeds for a life of balance, abundance, and inner peace. Let's take the example of David, a man grappling with a profound sense of loss after the passing of his father. Grief weighed heavily on him, leaving him disconnected from his surroundings and responsibilities. A friend suggested that he start with small steps to regain a sense of normalcy, beginning with his laundry. David was skeptical at first, but he decided to give it a try. Each week, as he sorted, washed, and folded his clothes, David practiced a simple mantra. May this act cleanse my pain and bring me strength. He added salt to the water, envisioning it absorbing his sorrow, and cinnamon for warmth and hope. Over time, David found that this ritual became a source of solace. It didn't erase his grief but helped him process it, one cycle at a time. This story illustrates how daily habits, when done mindfully, can transform energy and outlook. Buddhist teachings on dukkha, suffering, remind us that pain is an inevitable part of life, but how we respond to it defines our path. David's experience highlights the importance of taking small, intentional steps toward healing. In a broader sense, these rituals teach us the value of consistency and care. By creating space for mindfulness in our routines, we cultivate resilience and clarity. The principle of right effort, another element of the Noble Eightfold Path, encourages us to channel our energy toward wholesome practices. Whether it's washing clothes or meditating, the key lies in our approach. Modern life often feels overwhelming, leaving little room for reflection. Yet, as these stories show, even the busiest schedules can accommodate moments of mindfulness. The act of washing clothes may seem inconsequential, but its transformative potential lies in the attention we give it. It becomes a practice of letting go of negativity, of stress, of the past, and embracing the present moment with compassion and intention. Think about your own life for a moment. Are there routines you rush through without thought? How might these tasks change if you approach them with mindfulness? The beauty of these practices is their accessibility. You don't need a special time or place. All you need is the willingness to pause and be present. In this way, the teachings of the Buddha find relevance in the modern world. They remind us that peace and wisdom aren't found in grand gestures, but in the small, intentional acts of daily life. By aligning our actions with the rhythms of nature and the principles of mindfulness, we create a foundation for lasting well-being. Through these stories and reflections, we see how the energy in our habits influences every aspect of our lives. Cleansing practices infused with intention become tools for transformation. They help us navigate the complexities of modern life with grace and clarity, offering a path to balance and abundance. May we all find inspiration in these simple, yet profound teachings and carry them into our daily lives with mindfulness and compassion. It is in the small acts of daily living that the profound teachings of Buddhism come alive. The seemingly mundane becomes sacred when approached with mindfulness and intention. A simple routine like cleaning or organizing can hold the keys to cultivating balance, harmony, and inner peace. The wisdom of energy cleansing, when woven into the fabric of modern life, reveals that transformation doesn't require grand gestures, but thoughtful, deliberate actions. Imagine this. You return home after a long, exhausting day. The energy you've absorbed, stress from work, tension from conversations, or even the subtle unease picked up from strangers on the subway, lingers with you. Your home, the sanctuary of your soul, now becomes a repository for these unseen burdens. What if, through small rituals and mindful practices, you could release these energies and reset your environment, creating space for clarity, peace, and abundance? Buddhist philosophy reminds us of the impermanence of all things. The principle of anicca, or impermanence, teaches that nothing is fixed, neither joy nor sorrow. This insight can be liberating. Just as dirt on a garment can be washed away, so too can the heaviness of a difficult day or the residue of past mistakes. Energy cleansing is not about erasing experiences, but about renewing our connection to the present moment, allowing us to live with greater awareness and compassion. Consider the daily act of cleaning your space or belongings. It's not just about physical tidiness. It's an opportunity to realign your energy and intentions. Take, for instance, the use of natural elements like salt or vinegar in your routines. Salt, a symbol of purity in many traditions, has been used for centuries to cleanse and protect. When you scatter salt around your home or include it in your cleaning rituals, you're not merely disinfecting. You're symbolically creating boundaries that repel negativity. Vinegar, too, serves a dual purpose. Its sharp, cleansing properties dissolve grime while metaphorically cutting through stagnation. In the same way, Buddhist teachings on right effort remind us to cultivate habits that purify the mind and nurture wholesome states of being. These small acts of care are not trivial. They're acts of kindness toward yourself and your space. Now, think about the importance of mindfulness in these rituals. When you wash a dish or fold a shirt, do you rush through it, treating it as just another item on your to-do list? Or do you approach it as an opportunity to practice mindfulness, focusing on the texture of the fabric, the rhythm of your breath, and the gratitude for having these things in your life? The latter approach transforms a chore into a meditation, grounding you in the present moment and fostering a sense of peace. One of the most profound teachings of the Buddha is the Noble Eightfold Path, a roadmap for living with purpose and integrity. Within this path lies the practice of right mindfulness, the art of paying full attention to the present moment without judgment. When integrated into daily activities, mindfulness becomes a powerful tool for transformation. Washing your clothes, for example, can be a mindful act of cleansing both the physical and the energetic. Let me share a story. A man named Ravi, who had recently moved to a bustling city, found himself overwhelmed by the noise and chaos around him. He felt disconnected from his own sense of peace. At a friend's suggestion, he began practicing mindfulness through small, intentional rituals. Each evening, he would light a candle, sweep the floor, and sprinkle salt at the thresholds of his home. This became his way of releasing the energy of the day and inviting in calmness. Over time, Ravi noticed a shift, not only in his surroundings but in his mindset. He felt more grounded, more present. This practice of grounding is essential in modern life, where we're constantly pulled in multiple directions. Energy cleansing, whether through physical actions or mindful reflection, is a way to reconnect with the moment and realign ourselves with our values. It's about creating harmony, not just within your environment, but within your heart. Buddhism teaches us about the middle way, a path of balance and moderation. Energy cleansing rituals reflect this principle beautifully. They're not about extremes or perfection, but about finding the sweet spot where care and intention meet. It's the balance between letting go and holding on, between effort and surrender. Another critical aspect of Buddhist philosophy is the law of karma, the understanding that our actions create ripples that shape our lives. Every choice we make, no matter how small, carries weight. When you approach daily rituals with intention, whether it's cleaning, cooking, or simply taking a mindful breath, you're planting seeds of positive energy that will grow into a more peaceful, abundant life. Compassion, too, plays a central role in these practices. When we care for our surroundings, we're not just serving ourselves. We're contributing to a larger web of harmony. Think about the small acts of care you extend to others. Preparing a meal, tidying a shared space, or simply being present for someone who needs support. These gestures, though seemingly minor, embody the Buddhist ideal of metta, or loving kindness. They remind us that our well-being is intertwined with that of others. The broader perspective of energy cleansing extends beyond the physical and into the spiritual. It's about living in harmony with nature and recognizing our interconnectedness with all beings. This perspective invites us to cultivate gratitude for the elements that sustain us. The earth beneath our feet, the water that cleanses us, the air that fills our lungs. When we align our actions with these natural rhythms, we create a life that feels balanced and purposeful. Reflecting on these teachings, consider how you might bring more mindfulness into your daily routines. Could you start your day with a moment of gratitude as you make your bed? Or end it with a simple ritual, like lighting a candle or saying a quiet prayer of thanks? These practices don't require special tools or extensive time. They only require your presence and intention. As you integrate these ideas into your life, remember that the journey itself is the destination. There's no need to rush or strive for perfection. Each step, no matter how small, is a victory. When you approach life with mindfulness, compassion, and a commitment to balance, you'll find that even the simplest acts can lead to profound transformation. These lessons remind us of the beauty and depth within the ordinary. Energy cleansing is not just about removing negativity. It's about creating space for peace, clarity, and joy. It's a practice of honoring the present moment and aligning ourselves with the timeless wisdom of the Buddha. May these teachings inspire you to live with greater intention and to find the extraordinary within the ordinary. In the serene quiet of a Himalayan morning, Mira, the wise elder of the village, began her day with a routine that many might overlook, a practice of mindfulness through the simplest of tasks. Her belief that every object, every interaction, and every moment carries energy resonated deeply with those who sought her guidance. The story of the young woman who turned her life around through Mira's advice is one that echoes timeless truths about the way we live, love, and release. The young woman, burdened by challenges that seemed insurmountable, felt as though she carried the weight of her struggles with her every day. Her shoulders sagged not just from fatigue but from a spirit dampened by worry. When she approached Mira, seeking answers, she expected profound rituals or elaborate ceremonies. Instead, Mira handed her a small sachet of salt and suggested a mundane task: wash your clothes at dawn. At first, the simplicity of the suggestion felt disappointing. How could something as ordinary as doing laundry change her life? Yet, in her desperation, she gave it a try. She woke before the sun, a time when the world felt suspended between night and day, and began her task. As she worked, she followed Mira's instructions to focus not just on the act but on her intention. She imagined the water washing away not just the dirt but the heaviness in her heart. The salt, Mira explained, would absorb negativity, leaving her refreshed and renewed. Over time, something shifted. It wasn't just her clothes that felt lighter but her spirit. This practice became her ritual, a sacred time when she allowed herself to release what no longer served her. It was a small act, but it rippled through her life, teaching her that change often begins with the smallest, most mindful steps. This story is a living testament to the Buddhist teaching of anicca, or impermanence. It reminds us that no matter how overwhelming our struggles may seem, they are not permanent. Like dirt washed from a garment, the burdens of our hearts can also be cleansed. The young woman's journey echoes the Buddha's insight that suffering arises not from the challenges themselves, but from our attachment to them. The act of washing clothes at dawn carries symbolism that aligns with the rhythms of nature. Dawn is a time of renewal, when darkness gives way to light. It is a daily reminder of the cycles of life, the endings and beginnings that define our existence. By aligning her actions with this natural rhythm, the young woman tapped into a sense of harmony that had eluded her. The salt she used became more than a cleaning agent. It was a metaphor for the practice of right effort, a component of the Noble Eightfold Path. Salt, in its simplicity, represents the ability to purify and preserve. It teaches us to approach life with effort directed toward wholesome actions and states of being, reminding us that even small efforts, when done consistently, lead to profound transformation. The wisdom of this story extends beyond the act of washing clothes. It invites us to consider the ways we carry energy in our daily lives. Have you ever walked into a room and felt an inexplicable heaviness? Or worn a piece of clothing that seemed to carry memories of a past you'd rather forget? These are subtle reminders of the interconnectedness that Buddhism teaches. The energy we encounter does not disappear. It lingers, attaching itself to objects, spaces, and even our thoughts. This interconnectedness is captured in the principle of pratitya-samutpada, or dependent origination. Everything arises due to causes and conditions, and nothing exists independently. The young woman's burdens were not just hers alone. They were the cumulative result of her environment, her relationships, and her reactions. By addressing one aspect, her clothing, she began to shift the entire web of her experience. We can apply this lesson in our own lives. The next time you feel overwhelmed, pause and reflect on the small acts that could make a difference. It might be as simple as decluttering a drawer, lighting a candle, or, like the young woman, washing your clothes with intention. These acts, though small, carry the potential to realign your energy and perspective. The story of Mira and the young woman also highlights the importance of timing in energy cleansing. Buddhist philosophy often emphasizes the significance of cycles, day and night, the phases of the moon, the seasons of life. Each moment carries its own energy, and being attuned to this rhythm allows us to act with greater harmony. Washing clothes at dawn, as Mira suggested, aligns the act of cleansing with the energy of renewal that the morning brings. Modern life often pulls us away from these natural rhythms. We rush through our days, disconnected from the cycles that sustain us. Yet, as this story reminds us, reconnecting doesn't require drastic changes. It starts with small, intentional acts. By choosing the right moments and infusing them with mindfulness, we can transform even the most mundane routines into practices of renewal and balance. This approach is deeply aligned with the teaching of right mindfulness. It encourages us to engage fully with each moment, to see the sacred in the ordinary. When we practice mindfulness in our actions, we create space for clarity and peace to emerge. The young woman's story is a powerful example of how mindfulness, applied even to something as simple as laundry, can become a path to healing and growth. As we reflect on this story, let us ask ourselves, what burdens are we carrying that no longer serve us? How might we release them through small, mindful acts? The answers may not come all at once, but as the young woman discovered, the journey begins with a single step. This tale, rooted in Buddhist wisdom, reminds us of the profound potential within our daily lives. It is a call to see the sacred in the simple, to approach each act with intention, and to trust in the transformative power of mindfulness. Through these practices, we not only cleanse our surroundings, but also nurture our spirits, creating space for renewal, clarity, and joy. As we near the end of this journey, I want you to pause and reflect. Every action in life, no matter how small, has the power to shape our energy and our outcomes. Whether it's the simple act of washing clothes or the more profound decision to cleanse our thoughts and habits, everything we do leaves an imprint on our lives. Buddhist philosophy teaches us to live mindfully, to cherish every moment, and to approach even the mundane with intention. By honoring the energy around us, choosing the right times to cleanse, adding elements like salt or cinnamon for abundance, and being conscious of the vibrations we carry, we can transform the ordinary into something extraordinary. So, as you move forward, consider this. What other small, unnoticed rituals in your life might hold the key to a brighter, more abundant existence? And how might you bring greater mindfulness to them? These questions aren't just for today, but for every step of your journey ahead. If you found value in these teachings, let's spread this light further. Like this video, share it with someone who might benefit from these insights, and don't forget to leave your thoughts in the comments below. Your experiences and reflections are the heart of this community. May you carry the light of mindfulness in all you do, and may your life be filled with peace, abundance, and clarity. Until next time, keep shining, and remember, every small act, done with intention, creates ripples of positive change. Thank you for joining us on Lotus Light Teachings. See you in the next video.